most common types of drug crimes that we handle are possession charges and trafficking charges, but we've also handled allegations ranging from involuntary manslaughter to corrupting children with drugs. The penalties that come with being convicted of a drug crime can range from anything from a number of days in prison to decades in prison. The consequences are not limited to those of the criminal code, though. There are a variety of collateral consequences that come with being convicted of a drug crime, up to and including the loss of your rights to possess a gun. The likelihood of incarceration based on being convicted of a drug crime depend on a variety of circumstances, including whether you've been charged in state or federal court, with the latter being significantly more likely that you would end up in prison for a federal conviction for a drug crime. Also important is the amount of drugs that are involved and whether the drugs were possessed or trafficked in the vicinity of a child or a school. Last but certainly not least, whether somebody was actually harmed or possibly died as the result of the drug crime is a significant factor in whether you will end up in prison after you've been convicted of a drug crime. Avoiding incarceration for a drug crime involves a two-prong approach. First, we try to secure a dismissal, an acquittal, or a reduction of charges to the point that incarceration really isn't an option any longer. Second, if a conviction does happen, we want to make sure that we address all of the issues that led to the conviction for the drug crime so that we can eliminate the need for the court to incarcerate you in order to keep you safe and sober. Addiction and drug crimes are like the two sides of a coin, the heads and the tail. They can't be separated from one another. But the good news is that addiction can be treated. Our firm makes sure that we work closely with your friends, family, and your treatment provider to develop a treatment plan that works for you in the environment that you're going to be living in long term. Our firm has been defending people accused of drug crimes for decades, and we have handled cases involving everything from massive quantities of drugs to low-level possession of marijuana. We talk about drug crimes and drug addiction on our social media channels all the time, and I would suggest anybody that's struggling with addiction, check out our social media because you're going to find a lot of valuable information there. If you or somebody that you love has been charged with a drug crime, contact us. Our holistic approach to these cases is immensely helpful, and time again, our clients come back to us and say, thank you. Thank you for treating us like an individual. Thank you for treating us like a human being. And thank you for making this experience as painless as humanly possible.